If women had evolved to do anything, it is to be able to detect the quality of their mate at the deepest genetic and biological levels. And they do this using smell. And in this video, I'm going to answer the question, do human pheromones exist? What does that mean for dating life and sex in general? I'm going to tell you which colognes are toxic to your hormones and why you might smell bad to others even if you shower every day and can't really notice any bad smells yourself. See, the thing is, people are usually too nice to comment on anything. People are too nice to let you know. So I'm also going to give you a technique to find out if you smell bad without asking anybody. So the tears, right? Tears of a crying woman can literally reduce free testosterone in men, lower sexual aggression, and make them more pacified. That's chemical warfare, but it also works the other way. The scent of a man can actually pacify a woman. The scent of a man can lower her stress, give her feelings of well-being. So they did this experiment. It's very easy to show that women actually feel a sense of calm when exposed to the scent of a man. Healthy women have the ability to sense health in men. And when I speak of health, I'm talking about hormonal health, so the balance between cortisol and testosterone. If you're a highly stressed, unhealthy male, you're not going to be attractive even if you have good facial aesthetics, because you're going to be emitting smells and pheromones that convey your low status. I want you to imagine a version of you who's hormonally healthy, who's mastered his social skills, and he's optimized his looks. If you do all three of these, then you're going to be golden. So most people don't know this, but looks, money, and status, the holy trinity of the red pill, is just a surface approximation of the real underlying biology. These red pill dorks, they think they're so clever and wise for figuring out that women care about money, looks, and status. Of course they care about these things. What's so special about that? You could ask any village bumpkin in any civilization, any random mud hut tribe across history in any part of the globe, and they will tell you the same thing. There's nothing surprising about the fact that women go for looks, money, and status. If you really want to dig deep into human nature, including male and female nature and intersex interactions, then I suggest you read a book called The Red Queen by Matt Ridley. I spent more than $1,000 on cologne, complete waste of time. You may not know anything about fragrances, right? But there's actually a huge community on YouTube. They call themselves the fragrance community. So first you buy your first cologne, you think it's your signature scent. I had something called the Chanel Allure Edition Blanche. And this is actually a very rare fragrance. It smells like key lime pie and it's really nice. But then I needed a summer fragrance, so I got myself Mugler Ultra Zest, which is another highly coveted fragrance. And this one smells like orange creamsicle. And for dates, I got myself some Creed Aventus, which is a super expensive but really good smelling fragrance. It smells like musky pineapple almost, and women do really like this. But this wasn't suitable for the workplace, so I got myself some Prada L'Homme, which is a kind of like a sophisticated iris smell, which is still very alluring, but it's more like professional. I also had a Molecule 01, which is a magic scent. Like, it smells different on each person. Like, I had spent hundreds of dollars per bottle on this stuff. So I know what the hell I'm talking about. And I tell you with some amount of pain that all of these are incredibly toxic. These are chemicals which should not come in contact with the human skin. If you look at the ingredient list of any of these colognes, you will not be happy with what you see. For example, Dior Sauvage, which is a very famous fragrance, it literally contains red 4. I don't know what purpose. And all fragrances, all colognes contain benzophenones or other photoblockers. And the reason this is important is because the smells come from aromatic chemicals, and aromatic rings, they tend to break down with heat or light. And because of this, the manufacturers have to add photoblockers in order to kind of protect these sensitive chemicals from denaturing, because if they denature, then the smell is going to smell bad. But these benzophenones and other photoblockers are endocrine disrupting, which means that they tank your hormones. So now you're in an awkward spot. You're using this cologne to smell good to women, but these colognes are decreasing your hormone levels, and that's going to make you less appealing to women. So it's very counterproductive. So are all colognes trash? Well, all designer colognes are trash, yes, but I'm going to give you some recommendations on what you can actually use. We care about the pheromones between man and woman. The first topic in here is imprinting. So a woman who's pair bonded to a man can detect which clothing belongs to him using pheromones alone. So they literally take t-shirts from a group of men and they wash them again and again until all smell is destroyed, and they give it to women, and the women can smell the t-shirt. They don't smell any smell. So they say to the investigators, like, I don't smell anything, but I feel like this t-shirt belongs to my husband or boyfriend. So even if it's not at a cognizant level, there is chemical signaling at the subconscious level. How do you know if a woman finds your scent attractive? The simple answer, she will tell you. It happens all the time. Women love talking, and they will straight up tell you once they have enough confidence, once they have enough warmth developed towards you, they will be very open with you. But if you have never gotten a compliment like that, then we have to evaluate. First, maybe you don't smell good. Good, because I'm going to give you the protocol to fix that problem. And the second, maybe you're not that attractive. That's fine. I'm going to make a full looks maxing guide in the future. Look out for that. So here we go, boys. Actionable step. The smell maxing protocol. Here we go. So first one is your environment. So literally your home. And people completely don't understand how important the smell of your home is, because these smells basically adhere to your skin and your clothes. And you will never detect it because you're used to the smell of your home, but others absolutely can. So you have to maintain cleanliness in your home. You're gonna wash your bed sheets, pillow covers, and all the bedding at least once a week, because as you sleep, you're leaving dead skin cells, and these will rot and cause smell, and you'll never smell it, but those smells will stick to you as you go about your day. So your bed covers, bed clothes, all that stuff needs to be washed every week for sure. The next item is food. What you eat absolutely has a massive impact on what you smell like. Spices will absolutely be metabolized and then just sweated out from your skin. This is not a myth, this is fact. And you can prove it. All my Indian brothers will know of Maggi. Like every single Indian knows what Maggi is. Maggi is a spicy noodle dish, and it's really tasty, but it has a strong smell of rich spices. And if you eat Maggi, you're gonna smell like metabolized Maggi for 24 hours, 100% guaranteed. So be aware of what you're putting into your body, because that can cause smell for sure. I'm gonna show you how to evaluate that, but before that, we're gonna go to another example. So probably nobody has had true organic bacon from a healthy pig. So 100% of bacon, store-bought bacon, is coming from castrated pigs. So they take these pigs and they snip its balls, they snip its balls, and they do this for a very specific reason. Pigs which have their balls and therefore have testosterone, their meat literally smells different. And I know this, I've literally experienced this. And it even has a name, it's called boar taint. You can look this up right now. So basically, if you have an intact pig, like a healthy pig which actually has its balls, its meat will be infused with kind of an animalistic odor, like a very animalistic and almost kind of like sweat. It's not a very pleasant smell. And if you eat organic bacon which has that smell, then you will emit those very smells. And here's the thing, this has nothing to do with hygiene as such. You could be showering every day, you could still smell bad purely because of the diet. And how do you evaluate this? Here's one way. So take a shower, be as clean as possible, and then go into the sauna and spend 15 minutes in there. And after 15 minutes, if you can smell yourself, stinky. This means that this is not just a skin level or surface level smell. This is coming from your metabolism. Now this could be very easily fixable. Maybe it's just diet, maybe you're just having a lot of spices, but potentially it could also be something else. It could be a sign of bad metabolic health. It could be a sign of bad gut health. It could be a sign of parasitic load. But then again, parasites are a topic for a different discussion. So what's the shower protocol? Obviously, I've been saying this for a long time. Tallow soap is the best soap that you can have. It's very gentle. However, if you have acne, you want to be using sulfur soap. Sulfur soap will destroy acne, but you don't want to use it permanently. I would switch out of sulfur soap and go to tallow soap as soon as the acne clears up. And then for hair. So hair is actually a place where you can store a lot of bad smell. So I'd strongly recommend using shikakai powders. So it's an herbal powder. So basically you take it, put it into a bowl, add some water and make a paste out of it, and that paste will act as shampoo. And it will literally foam up and act exactly like shampoo without destroying your scalp. So as you know, shampoo is mostly a scam. It purposely makes your scalp dry so that you overproduce oils, and then you need more shampoo to fix that problem. So shampoo is trash. Try to use shikakai powder instead. And finally, of course, get a shower filter. It's good for your skin, removes the chlorine from the water. The chlorine kills skin cells, and dead skin cells can decay and cause smell. So I wouldn't be surprised if switching to a shower filter will actually reduce body odor. And then deodorant. What deodorant should you use? I use a magnesium-based deodorant, and I'll link to the one which I use in the description below. And then what about oral hygiene? Obviously, you want to maintain good oral hygiene. You don't have bad breath. And don't, of course, buy into your Listerine propaganda. Listerine is a scam product from day one. It purposely dries out your mouth so that your body doesn't have enough saliva. Saliva can actually kill germs, and so Listerine actually causes bad breath. It literally causes the problem designed for it to solve.
Hello? Then he discovered that a daily gargle with Listerine antiseptic mouthwash deals with the germs that can cause bad breath. Hello?
Man, the guys at Procter & Gamble are actually geniuses. They're just evil geniuses. So when it comes to oral health, flossing is a must every single day at night. Second, use the right toothbrush. change out your toothbrush every month. Use an ultra soft bristle toothbrush. In fact, get a kiddie brush, like the brushes which they make for babies, extra soft. That's what I use, literally. And third, what kind of toothpaste should you use? I always go for a non-fluoridated toothpaste. Currently, I'm using a hydroxyapatite powder. I will link to that as well in the description. Hey boys, so I actually forgot to mention this the first time I recorded this video, so I had to make this segment separately because it's that important. So this is a tongue scraper. If your tongue is always white, then you definitely need to be using this. And lastly, gut health. So you could have the perfect mouth hygiene, but you could still have bad breath if you have bad gut health. And of course, gut health is a vast topic unto itself. It doesn't really fit neatly into this video. I do include a whole section on gut health in my esoteric nutrition course. If you are so inclined, you can check that out in the description below. And you will know that there's a lot of fragrances which purport to be human pheromone fragrances. I think it's all BS and I wouldn't personally use them. I wouldn't use them because why would I put an artificial pheromone on myself to make myself attractive to women? I would much rather focus on my own health and my own genuine testosterone levels in order to become genuinely more attractive rather than have these band-aid, these quick fixes. Instead, just focus on good hygiene, which I've already described, and also focus on getting good colognes which smell really nice and have an attracting factor to them without purporting to be human pheromones. So as I've said before, a lot of cologne is toxic. Don't use toxic colognes. Here's the alternatives instead. And essential oil blends are exactly what they sound like. They are basically a combination of extracted aroma chemicals from plants. So some companies have made really creative blends by mixing different aromas. So essentially this is perfume. It's just not perfume as we understand it as modern people. We understand cologne and perfume as to be those big bottles with the alcohol sprayer. But in ancient times, this is what they used as perfume or cologne. Essentially nothing more and nothing less than a distillation of plant essence. So truly speaking, in ancient times, this is what the nobles and rich people and kings and ambassadors would have actually used. So I consider using these to be almost like a status symbol, man. These are really cool. So two in specific are interesting to me. One is called Egyptian Gold and one is called Chivalry. And both of these are by a company called Young Living. First, we have Chivalry, which is a kind of a daytime or summery scent. Really beautiful, and the name really does do it justice. So it even has a little a knight riding on a horse symbol on it. So the scent is kind of like flowers, but without being gay or feminine, plus bark and wood, plus kind of citrus smell. So a little bit of flowers, a little bit of woody smells, plus a little bit of citrus. And that's what this basically is. It's really nice, very crowd pleasing, very nice for daytime, very nice for summer and spring. This is the opposite. This is Egyptian Gold. This is a dark frankincense and myrrh smell. So I completely see what they're going with the naming scheme here. And Egyptian Gold does do it justice. It's very like a mystical and mysterious and dark smell. I think this would be really nice for winter or nighttime. I would definitely wear this on a date. It's that kind of smell, kind of mysterious vibes. While this is kind of more like a first impressions vibe. So if you're already doing 80 to 90% of this protocol and you're still facing body odor, then there could be an underlying issue. You see, the skin is a detox organ. It's always garbage in, garbage out. And the modern world is full of modern toxins. We're talking about xenoestrogens, we're talking about heavy metal toxicity, we're talking about microplastics, and perhaps the most relevant for this topic is just chronic stress. It is not normal for you as a human being to be facing cortisol-inducing spikes throughout the day. And you can test this out for yourself. Think about the stressed people in your life. Don't they smell worse? And even yourself, in times of stress, don't you smell worse? Of course you do. So you need to combat chronic stress in your life. And one way to combat chronic stress is through breathing exercises, which I'll link to below. And speaking of these modern toxins, as well as the ancient enemies of mold toxicity and parasitic load, all of this applies directly to me because for the past 1 month, I've been in India and I've been there to learn meditation. But the problem is, in India, I didn't have access to RO water, I didn't have access to a shower filter, and practically all the food I consumed was cooked in seed oils. And I did eat street food, which obviously has the risk of parasitic contamination. So I personally will be looking at my own detox course and following it. And speaking about parasites, check this out. This is ivermectin, belonging to the avermectin class of antihelminthics. And there is also, of course, the benzimidazole class of antihelminthics like albendazole. If you're in my private community, you already have access to one of the best herbal parasite purge protocols on the planet. And in about a month or so, you're going to have a new module added to the detox course for the pharmaceutical option, the pharmaceutical parasite purge. Also, I'm going to be adding a new module into the nutrition course. I'm going to be adding a mini gut reset protocol because I understand that a month-long gut reset protocol is unrealistic for most people. If you're interested in these modules, they're just a small part of these courses which I have in my private community. If you are so inclined, you can check it out in the link below.